Okay, so we have 76 people and 26 games. It says a doubles game requires 4 players. A singles game requires 2 players. How many games of each kind were in progress at one time? All right, so be careful here. When you're doing this, let's talk about the totals first. So I want you to write totals. Okay, looking at all your numbers, what are the 2 totals they give you? 76, and that's people, or players, whatever, and 26 games. Okay, start here. Looking at all your numbers, say, okay, what are the totals? This is what our equations are going to equal. Okay, so this is going to help you set your equations up. What are the 2 things that you're comparing?
4 and 2.
Not 4 and 2.
The amount of singles and doubles.
Right, the amount of singles and doubles. So I want down here, I want to use D. I'm going to say the number of doubles games. And S is the number of singles games. Okay, if you write this out, I promise you it will help when you're doing your equations. So look here, if D is the number of doubles games, S is single games, here's my total games, so I'm going to say D plus S. Okay, because I have number of games plus number of games equals total games. It all goes together. Games plus games equals games. How many people play in a doubles game? 4. So I'm going to say 4D. How many people in a singles game? 2. 2S. So look, 4 people, 2 people, 76 people. It should all match up. If you say 4 people, 2 people, 26 games, that doesn't match up. All of your units have to match. This is extremely important, and I want to see it on your paper. This is a system of equations. How do I solve a system of equations? We have 2 methods. Substitution and elimination.
Yeah.
Now, you can choose whichever one you like. It doesn't matter. Which one do you prefer?
Substitution.
You want to use substitution?
No, elimination.
I think elimination is easier.
Elimination is faster and less work.
Okay, if you want to use substitution, go for it. I'm going to use elimination, and you should get the same answer. So here's my 2 equations that we just created. I just rewrote them over here. How would I eliminate the D?
Times 4.
Times
Negative 4.
negative 4. This equation right here, multiply by negative 4. If you, did you say negative 2? You could eliminate the S's by doing that. I'm going to eliminate D, either way. Okay, so I'm going to rewrite this. 4D plus 2S equals 76. Multiply the negative 4 out. Negative, I think it's 104.
Negative 1.
So the D's cancel. I get negative 2S equals negative 28. It is. So 76 plus a negative 104. The negative, or the 104 is bigger, and it's negative, so it's bigger.
So you're just gonna
Divide by negative 2. 14 singles games.
Wait, so you did that negative 4 times 26, right?
Yes,
So
I
you
did.
did every
Here,
single thing
and, yep. Perfect, yep, all 3. Okay, what if this had turned out to be negative 14?
Then you would get it right.
Then you didn't do it right. It's not no solution. It's a word problem. You're going to get an answer. You did something wrong because you can't have a negative number of games. Okay, so here's the S. How would I solve for the D?
Plug it in.
Plug it back in. The easiest one is to go back to this simple equation. D plus S equals 26. Plug in 14.
26 minus 14.
Yep, 26 minus 14 is 12. So 12 doubles games.
But I know 12 is right.
How do you know what? Okay, so look at number 4. Same type of question on your next Algebra 2 test is worth 100 points containing 40 questions. There will be 2-point questions and 4-point questions. How many of each type will be on your test? Okay, we're going to start here. Start with the totals. You should be given 2 totals. What are they?
140
100 points and 40 questions. Equals. What are the 2 things you are comparing?
Points
and questions.
No.
Points.
Number of
The type of questions, the 2-point question and the 4-point question. What variables do you want to use? You want to use X and Y here?
Yes.
Okay, so X is the number of 2-point questions. Y is the number of 4-point questions.
Then what do you do?
He's being Liam. What else is he doing?
Okay, so if this is the number of questions, look up here. This is 40 questions. What goes here for this one?
The X and Y.
X plus Y. How many 2-point questions plus how many 4-point questions equals total questions?
4 and 2, 4.
Are you talking about up here?
Yeah.
Okay, so I still have X plus Y, but because I'm doing points, I need the 2 points in front and I need the 4 points in front. So I have 2 points, 4 points, 100 points.
We have to do a -2, right?
You can do elimination or substitution, whichever one you prefer. And you can eliminate whichever one you want, it doesn't matter. I'll multiply this one by -2. So I want you to solve for X and for Y. Tell me how many 2-point questions, tell me how many 4-point questions. Okay, you should get 10 for Y, which is the number of 4-point questions.
You okay?
And then plug that back in. Okay, remember, you're doing a word problem here, so I want to say there's 30 2-point questions. And there's 10 4-point questions. Questions on number 4. Is it becoming a little bit easier as we do a couple?
Yeah.
Okay, now number 5. So we did a 1 and 2 are the same type of question. That's on your test. 3 and 4 are the same. That's on your test. Number 5 is very similar to number 3 and 4, but the setup's a little tiny bit different. Okay, so look at number 5. Christy has a coin collection consisting of nickels and dimes. She has a total of 28 coins. The value of the coins is $2.25. how many of each type of coin does she have? Your setup is the same. Totals. I have 28 coins. That answers the question, how many? What's my other total? 225. And that answers the question, how much? Okay, so when you're doing the money one, which there is a money one on your test, you can say how many and how much. How many coins do I have? How much money do I have? Okay, we're talking about nickels and dimes, so let's just use N and D. So N is the number of nickels. D is the number of dimes. So for the total number of points, 28, what's going to go here? What do you think?
N plus
N plus D. How many nickels plus how many dimes equals your total? For how much? I'm still going to have the N and the D. How do you figure out how much money you would have though? You put 0.05 in front of a nickel, because that's how much a nickel costs, and a dime costs 0.10. This is the part people forget on the test because they don't give you this information. You have to remember, a lot of people will just put N plus D, N plus D. Okay, make sure you put in, this is money, money, money. It should all match up, money, money, money. Okay, I want you to solve this one. Elimination or substitution, be careful with your decimals and your zeros. I want you to solve that one. Remember, be careful here with those decimals. They can get you. Okay, number 5. I put mine up. I did elimination. You should get 11 and 17. Yes. You add these, you add these, you add these. You add everything. Okay, then I need to put it in.
Alright.
Oh! Gonna pull you up.
Number 6, you should be setting up the same exact way. Okay, set up your equations and then check them with mine. Remember, money plus money equals money. Okay, so you should have how much the nickel is, how much the dime is, and then the total. Solve number 6. Okay, so if you're doing elimination, which is perfectly fine, always you do substitution, you should get, what do you get for nickels?
0.02.
It's
I
like
got
12 and
12 and 8. I got 18. No. I got 14. That's the wrong section. Alright.
This is what it should be.
I got 12 and 18.
Okay, there is a money problem on your test. You need to be able to, one, set up the equations, two, be able to solve it. So you can't get from here to here. I'm not going to give you credit. Okay, you have to be able to first set up the equations, then either solve by substitution or elimination. I don't care. Whichever one you're more comfortable with here is fine. Anyone still writing number 6? Number 7. Okay, this is a little bit different, but I think it might be even a little easier to set up. I want you to read this and see if you can set up your 2 equations. Read number 7 and see if you can set up your 2 equations. Okay, so number 7 is a little bit different. Most of you have it. So you have your 2 different people here. You still have your totals of your money, $23.50 and $18.50. But they tell you exactly what each person bought. So this is going to be 4N plus 2R. And then this is going to be 2N plus 4R. You can use substitution or elimination. I don't care. I'll do elimination. Elimination would be easier on this one. So 4N plus 2R equals 23.50. Negative 4N minus 8R equals, what is that, 37?
Yeah.
Yes.
Thank you. Negative 37. So my n's cancel. Negative 6R equals, I should have shown the other one. Negative 13.50. So R. So 1 pound of raisins costs $2.25.
And then you plug that back in.
Yeah, because they actually just say how much does a pound of nuts cost. So there's raisins. Plug it back in wherever. So 4 and I'm going to go to the first one.
Straight Gouda.
So subtract 450
Right.
and then divide by 4. So yeah, it should be $4.75 per pound. Okay, look at number 9. Go down to number 9.
Number 8.
Because it's like the ones we already done. I'll look at 9 real quick. Look at number 9. It says Ronaldo and Brooke are picking up trash along the highway. Together, because it's like the ones we already did. Together they collected 15 bags of trash. How can I write that together they collected 15 bags of trash? R, I hear someone say R and B. So how many bags Ronaldo picked up? How many bags Brooke picks up? Together it's 15. Then it says Brooke collected 3 more bags than Ronaldo.
Ooh.
Brooke collected 3 more bags than Ronaldo.
So Ronaldo equals 2.
So basically,
No.
Ronaldo
Is 3 less equals 3.
So Ronaldo, whatever Ronaldo gets, add 3 to that to get whatever Brooke gets.
You just substituted.
Yes, so this one is a good one for substitution because you already have B equals this whole thing. So I take this whole thing and put it into the B right there. So R plus, I substitute in R plus 3 equals 15. So 2R plus 3 equals 15. got 6 bags.
6 plus 3.
Yep, 6 plus 3, so Brooke got 9 bags.
Can you just do that in your head?
Maybe. Okay, last one, number 11. I know it says 11, it's really 10 probably. Same type of question where you have kind of 2 different equations. So once you finish 9, I want you to look at number 11, last one. That means you gotta get off your phones. Tomorrow, I'm taking off your phones. You guys are ridiculous. You cannot keep looking at your phone. Try the last one, number 11. Last one for the day. And you don't have any homework for tonight. I So, number 9, we talked about 2 different people. Here you're going back to quarters and dimes. Okay, so look what I did. I said D equals 10. I don't hear that.
No, you didn't.
I didn't. Sorry, backwards. Quarters equals 10 plus dimes. My bad. So I have 10 more.
Oh, no.
I'm getting confused now. 10 more.
That's right. So you're right. Quarters is 10 more than dimes.
Okay. And then they total 1125. So we did one like this where you have the total. I have quarter plus dime. What goes in front of quarters?
0.25.
0.25, and in front of dimes?
0.10.
0.10. Now, if you don't like substitution, you can put the dimes on the same side, but substitution is much easier in this case. So I would put it in for the Q. Just be careful with those decimals, because it's ugly. That was hard.
I'm just kidding, Brian's my friend.
Okay, so if we solve it out, oopsies.
He was my friend.
Guys, stop talking. Do you see why I don't record in this class? Because you guys can't keep your mouth shut.
Shut up, Brian.
So make sure you distribute this carefully. It goes to the 10 and to the D. So 2.5 plus 0.35D equals 1125. So 1125 minus 2.5 divide by, I got 25 dimes. Sorry, I ran out of room, so I didn't do my work. Which means 35 quarters. Let me make sure that's right. So 0.25 times 35. Remember, you can always plug your answer back in and check. You should do that every single time. Yes, that works. So I plugged 35 into here. I plugged 25 into here. And I got 1125.
You take this for a grade? Sure is.